know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Oh, the corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name, but yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
So what do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Well, that one study we referenced that said by 2030, 50% of the women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading, because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas, and then two, the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future as their options dwindle.
You better fix my entire life, you little shit.
So quick backstory on this chick. She got preggo at 15 with baby daddy number 1, then got preggo with baby daddy 2 at 20. Then she spent her 20s capitalizing on her sexual market value, spending her time in Vegas, and low key, I'm not gonna lie, she's kind of a baddie. And as soon as she hit 28, she cashed in on the lawyer beta male and got preggo with baby daddy number 3 at 29. Just before she hit the infamous wall, which is a point when she realizes that she is starting to become less sexually desirable by men. But the moral of the story is, don't be this guy, getting with a girl with multiple baby daddies, because you'll end up like this, posing in pictures and faking a smile with kids that aren't yours. And even worse, having to see baby daddy number 2 all the time while they co-parent. The true winner is that guy. He shows up to his daughter's birthday with his new wife, knowing that he had sex with 2 girls at the same table, while this guy is taking a huge L. Don't get me wrong, she is a baddie, but I would only casually date her. This was most likely the first time that beta male ever had a girl who was that hot. So he thought that this was the best that he can get, and whatever baggage that came with her, he would just accept that. Yet, if he understood females and practiced game, he would have been able to get more girls that were just as hot as her, and he could have prevented all of this.
A woman is lying to you when she says, I love you for who you are. I'll support you no matter what. The minute that you lose your job or you're unable to be in a position to provide for a woman, that's when the shot clock begins. That's right, the shot clock counting down to the end of your relationship. Now, whether she gives you a week, a month, a year, 2 years, 10 years, really depends on how much she liked you in the first place. If she didn't really give a shit about you to begin with, then she's probably gonna give you like a day. Let's say that you and your girl have really good chemistry, you're really good in bed, or you have some other redeeming qualities about you, she might give you like a year and a half, 2 years maybe. But just know that if you're not fulfilling your role as a man, which is protection and support, in this case financial because it almost always is, then the end is inevitable. With that in mind, the next time a girl says, take me for what I am, tell her to fuck off. Because if the roles were reversed and you asked her to take your broke ass for the way it was, then she would most certainly laugh in your face. As always, stay strong, kings.
I will go to work every single day for the rest of my life if that means I will never, ever, ever, ever have to depend on a man.
I go to this gym every day with fitness people, and I pull up in a Rolls Cullinan 600 paid for cash. Pull up in a Rolls Wraith, pull up in that Maybach cashed out, I pull up in that Urus cashed out, pull up in that Huracan cashed out. I switch cars every fucking day. They don't even ask me how I make money. What the fuck? If I saw someone killing it that hard, I'd be like, how do you make so much money? Instead, they're like, it's not all about money. And then they go fucking pee on themselves and get yelled at by their chick because they have no money. And it's okay. We need losers.
If you could say something to your ex right now, what would it be?
I hope you're good. He was amazing, actually. He was an amazing guy.
He was amazing?
Yeah.
Then why you lost feelings? I'm amazing.
He just wasn't it for me, but he's a really good guy, amazing guy.
What can men do to avoid a situation like that? They're an amazing guy.
Really
they do everything right.
You can do. Like, it's just like your feelings. Like, there's absolutely nothing. He can treat you like a queen and be the best guy ever, but like, you just, I don't know.
You can't do nothing?
Nothing, yeah.
Fiancé found out about my college days, hasn't talked to me in 3 days. I don't know if this is the end. I've been with my fiancé for 2 years, engaged for 2 months. I can go on and on about how great he is, but I won't waste your time. He's awesome. Him and my sister's boyfriend have gotten really close over the past year, and they talk at least twice a week, whether on the phone or FaceTime, or just hanging out with all 4 of us. Sister has been with her boyfriend since high school, so obviously her boyfriend knows me very well, as well as my dating history. Last weekend, because of the quarantine, we all thought it would be fun to drink and hang out over FaceTime. It was a FaceTime double date, and we all had a blast, laughing, playing drinking games. We all partied for over an hour, and that's when I was over it and decided to leave the party to call my sister directly without the boys in another room. Well, my fiancée and her boyfriend stayed on FaceTime and continued to get drunk together. During this time, I couldn't hear anything because I was in another room and was talking to my sister. Sister's boyfriend goes and tells a bunch of stories about my college days and how many guys I hooked up with. Just so everyone knows, I don't know the actual number. My first 3 years of college was literally one giant party. Without being too descriptive, I admit I was excessive, but at the time it was just what we did. I was single during that time and me and my friends did a lot, with a lot of guys. Most of them I couldn't even pick out of a lineup, but again, I was in college. Anyways, one of the parties I went to, I ended up hooking up with 4 different guys at the same time. This is relevant later. My fiancé is handsome as F and I know for a fact he's been with several women. We talked about our past a lot in the beginning of our relationship. I wasn't 100% honest with mine and I can only assume that he was. After everyone hung up, me and my fiancé were laying in bed and about to sleep when he just calmly asked me, "Did you get banged in college?" My response was, "What the F? Why would you ask that?" That's when he told me everything that my sister's BF told him. He told me details I'm not even sure are 100% true because again, blur. But a lot of the information was accurate and so I just told him yes, it was one time. He continued asking questions about the other stuff but the bang thing kept coming up and he had a lot of questions about it that I answered the best of my knowledge. Fast forward to Wednesday, things had been fine and normal Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but on Wednesday, radio silence. He hasn't texted or talked to me in 3 days. The breaking point was tonight when he came home from work and he asked me, "Are you friends with any of the guys on Facebook?" Again, not lying to him, I admitted that yes, I was friends with all of them. He left a few hours ago and I have no idea where he is or what he's doing. I'm tempted to call the cops but I feel like that will just make it worse. I feel like garbage. I effing hate my sister's boyfriend right now but maybe it's not even his fault. Maybe I should have been more honest. I'm so lost. He is the best thing to ever happen to me and I've never seen him like this before. Is this the end? He refuses to return my calls and texts. Update: fiancé left me after he found out about my crazy college days. He eventually came back in the middle of the night and we talked until the morning. We both agreed that he needs to distance himself from the relationship while he figures stuff out. He admitted the only thing he cared about was the bang and he told me he couldn't get the visual out of his head. He then told me about a trio he had in college which I think is totally made up and he just wanted to get a rise out of me but who knows. It just sounded so unbelievable and it felt like he was trying to get back at me. We did make love before we went to sleep but it was not good, and by not good I mean he felt like he was just trying to punish me once again. Everything was weird from the kissing to the ending. He left in the morning to go stay with his parents and I haven't seen him since. We still text every day but it's different. Everything is different and at this point I'm almost positive we aren't going to get married, and again, at this point, I'm okay with that. I know I messed up and I know I lied and all I can do is live and learn. I'm planning on using my work program that helps people find therapists. It's part of my benefits, and I've never used it before. And I'm legitimately excited to start working on myself for the future, whatever may happen between me and him.